This clip went viral of a speech that you gave. I'd love to dive into it. Play cut 76, please.
They said, you have to do it or we're going to fire you. I'm like, well, I'm not going to do it. So they fired me. I was blackballed for 2 years. I couldn't get a job. And because of that, I lost my big, beautiful house in Los Angeles, my shiny Mercedes, all my stuff, and my swagger. And as you can imagine at the time, I was really crushed. They thought that I was some religious zealot, but to me, it was just that I didn't think it was the right thing to do. And also, I really love my wife. And as I've said, and I'll say it a million times, these lips are meant for one woman. And I'm not sure if she's here in the room yet with our 5 kids, but if you see her, you'll understand why. But after that, my confidence was gone. I lost it all. And I started wallowing in self-pity. I started drinking my problems away. It hurt. Almost 2 years went by, and it was the lowest point I could get to. And I remembered this day like it was yesterday. I was so angry, and to God I said, why have you forgotten about me? Why are you doing this to me?
That is some incredibly powerful stuff. Contextualize that for the audience, please.
Be careful what you profess to be, because you'll be called on it at some point. That was one of those, I look back at that, I call it my kind of the crucifixion for me, of how hard it was going through all of that at that time. And it was brutal. It was hard. But I look back at it now with such pride and thankfulness, because now I get to do what I've always wanted to do, and I needed to step up and stand my ground a little bit harder. And I stood my ground that day, and it hurt, but there was a plan that I didn't know about that God had for us, that he has a plan for all of us. Every single one of us, every one of you who are watching right now and listening right now, he has a plan for all of us. You may not want to listen to that plan, but he has a plan. And his plan for myself and Reve and the McDonough Company is to make films that give glory to him. And if I hadn't been kicked to the curb like that, I'm not sure if I ever would have gotten to this place where I'm talking about amazing films like Homestead or The Shift or The Last Rodeo we have coming out in May, which is just a stupendous film that the incredible John Avnet directed for us, that I wrote. And talking about kissing, the first time I kiss a woman on screen in a feature film is going to be in The Last Rodeo, which comes out again in May. And I wrote it, so I wrote into it that my wife, Reve, has to play my wife in the film of flashbacks. She has 3 small scenes, but one of them is the 2 of us making out with each other, of course, while she's dying. And it's a beautiful, it was one of my favorite days I've ever had as an actor. I finally got to kiss a woman on screen, and it's my woman. And what a powerful feeling that was.
So just to fill in more on that clip, though, just because we only have 2 minutes remaining in the segment, I'm inferring based on that clip, you were asked to do some sort of a kissing or sexual scene, and you refused, and therefore a sequence of cancellations occurred. Am I inferring correctly?
You inferred perfectly. Yeah, they wanted me to do a kissing scene, and I wouldn't do it. And they said, "We'll fire you." I'm like, "Okay, well then, I guess you're going to fire me." And they did. And I was blackballed. I was canceled. I guess that's the term you call it. But it was brutal. It was hard losing everything. And we had lots of stuff. But then I realized life wasn't about stuff. Life is about love, and life is about doing the right thing and trying to always be the best version of you possible. And I learned a lot of great things from those times where I was really hurting. And I had 2 great things to get me through it. My wife, Reve, as I've said, I can go through life with one hand behind my back as long as the other one's being led by Reve. And the other one, of course, is my relationship with God, that I want to do the right thing by him. And that's what we're doing now. And films like Homestead kind of prove that I've gotten to this point where I get to make films that I'm really proud of, that give great messages about him and for him, and how we can make the world a better place through film. And here I am on the Charlie Kirk show talking about this career that I built with my wife, and how blessed am I.
Praise the Lord. And what a great role model you are for other people that are getting into the arts.